Hey my friends, I'm wearing Dr. Kiltz's shirt here, Kiltz Mighty Tribe. I encourage you to check out Dr. Kiltz on YouTube, his fan page, everything about him, really cool guy. And I wrote down some ideas, it has nothing to do with him, but I wrote my ideas down. I want to read this one to you. It says, we notice the bad things, but often don't notice the absence of bad things. When we age, we seem to expect all the small things to happen to us. Not so in a carnivore diet. So what am I talking about? When we're feeling well and we don't have any aches or pains and we're flexible and we just feel good, we feel healthy. We don't think about it until all of a sudden we get an ache. We get a cramp. We get stiff. You know, and you're like, ooh, what's that? Where did that come from? Oh, I'm 59, almost 60. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to get old. I should feel this way. I should expect to have aches and pains and cramps and problems because I'm getting old. And that is what people think. That's what people expect in our society today. And to be honest with you, it's wrong. We're not supposed to feel bad when we get older. Not until much, 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 much older. I'm almost 60 and I feel like I'm almost 30. Honestly, I feel amazing. So we often notice the bad things, but we don't notice the absence of things. And let me tell you what that means. When we notice the bad things, we notice the aches and the pains. Something that we had all our life and it got better, we don't notice it. For example, gum recession. I used to have receding gums. It stopped. I didn't really notice it till the dentist mentioned it to me. Isn't that interesting? Athlete's foot. Some people get a little bit of athlete's foot in between their toes and it just disappears when they eat the carnivore diet and they don't really notice that because it's the absence of something bad. Better sleep. Sometimes we just don't realize we're sleeping better because it's the absence of sleeping poorly. You're sleeping better and you just don't make a big mental note of it because you're eating properly. Some people have pretty bad body odor and they have to constantly wash a few times a day and put deodorant on or whatever, and that goes away when you eat properly. You don't have bad body odor and you don't realize that because it's the absence of something bad. Do you see my point? When things get better, when you're eating the proper human diet, you don't realize so many improvements that you get in your body. You only tend to notice when you get aches and pains and cramps and things get worse. But when things get better, we don't tend to really think about it. So take stock right now. After this video, take a sheet of paper and start taking some mental notes. Dig deep in your mind and ask yourself, if you're eating carnivore or ketovore, what has greatly improved? Purposefully think about all the benefits that you are experiencing on the carnivore or the ketovore diet. My lower back pain disappeared. I don't think about it anymore because I feel 30. I don't feel like I'm 80. I told you that my gums, my teeth were better. My eyesight has improved. I wear reading glasses to read up close. That's a little better. Everything looks brighter and clearer. Don't realize it, but I'm going to jot that down. Flexibility. I like to sit Indian style now. I like to pull my legs up and my knees up. I never used to like sitting that way because I was stiff. I didn't realize that. When I started eating properly, my flexibility drastically improved. I'm going to write that down. When I lie in the sun or play in the sun or go out and work in the sunlight, because I don't eat seed oils, I haven't eaten them in 6 years, I notice I never get burned anymore. Never. I get a nice tan. Now, I don't stay out for hours and hours and hours, but when I stayed out for, I live in South Florida. When I stayed out for 35, 40 minutes, I would get red and it hurt the next day. It was burnt. I don't get that way anymore for the same amount of time in the sun. I didn't realize that. I'm going to write that down. There's so many. Oh, obsessive compulsive disorder kind of runs in my family, I think, from my observations. I won't go into details. But mine was with my fingers. I would rip and tear and bite the cuticle, and I couldn't stop. I was obsessed with it. And I noticed it just disappeared when I eliminated carb, sugar, and keto. When I cleaned up my diet, I lost that urge, and other obsessive compulsive thoughts evaporated. I'm going to write that down. Pretty interesting, isn't it? It really, really is. Because I lost a lot of visceral fat is the fat around your liver, in and around your kidneys and your heart and your organs. It's on the inside. The fat you don't see is really the unhealthy fat, the visceral fat. And that's the first fat you lose when you stop all the fructose and the sugar and everything. And I notice that I can feel my body better. I can feel bones and I can feel muscle and I can see veins that I never saw before. Interesting. I'm going to write that down. I just like the way I look in the mirror. My face isn't all bloated from all the carbs. I look healthier. I really do. So I'm asking you to take stock, write down all the things that you don't really mention that got better, because we tend to overlook those, and we always want to be grateful. Just like Thanksgiving, be grateful and appreciate all the wonderful benefits you have attained when you changed from eating the standard world diet, which was inflammation and oxidation and obesity, to eating properly, and how much better you feel. Weight-wise, everything has improved because you changed your diet. Your mood, my emotions, oh my gosh. I had lots of depression. Not intense, really bad depression like some people get, but I would get pretty low frequently. Disappeared, evaporated. I don't get depressed really at all. I don't. I'm not exaggerating. It's amazing how eating properly makes you feel great. If you like this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe and share and leave me comments and tell me your list of improvements if you feel like it. Have a good day, everybody.